Hey beauties, good evening to you. What do I say, beautiful people? So beautiful people, watching this 7 o'clock news, I my heart really broke because, I said to myself, you wonder how much more decadent, how much more awful can we really get? Now I'm looking at the old Harbour's health center. This place, when you look at the roof, the ceiling looks like a rat trap. I was by a good friend of my mother's, and she said the place, you can just imagine how the place is rat infested. When you see the holes in the walls, it even looks like termites. The termite droppings or something of the sort. And what I was flabbergasted and taken aback by is the fact that when you look, the air conditioning units were out, they were malfunctioned. They're out of use. And the fans, that in this hot time, and when the ceiling is low, when that heat hits the concrete building and the heat releases on you, my God, you wonder if you will be able to survive. And you're at a place where you're supposed to be moving from sickness to health, at least a semblance of it, and you probably recuperate at your home, even a semblance of it. I started to think of the days when I had to go to the hospital, when I was a young child, and how they cared for me and how the place was, properly ventilated. It was cool, it was at the right temperature. Horse dead and cow fat, I don't even know what else to say. And when I look at you, see the all beaten up looking fans, and this is like pure hot air obviously coming from the fans, and that they promised to come and put in some new units or fix the units between today and tomorrow. It's a travesty of justice, and it is unacceptable. It is certainly unacceptable, because it means that the problem was there from before. It didn't just break down because of one use in one day. It means that the problem has been recurring, or it has been pervasive. Can you imagine you're not well and you're at a hot hospital? And then there was a lady, what you'd call a big woman, not somebody in their 60s, 70s, 80s, younger than that. Like you can see that she's in her 50s. And the lady say her stomach a killer, And oh gosh. She said she took a taxi to come because her stomach is, killing her. You know what I mean? It's hurting her badly. Her stomach is hurting her. Oh my goodness gracious. And when I heard the lady bawling out, my stomach kill me. My stomach kill me. My stomach kill me. I said, no, sir. This is awful in this 21st century. I said, oh my God. You know what it feels like when your tummy area or your stomach area is hurting? That's an awful feeling. Remember that they call the stomach or the belly area, they call it your second brain. That is where it is, because that area is damaged. Why every area or people develop most sickness, if not all, in the world. It's a travesty of justice, people. And I feel like we have no mercy and compassion in this country. The powers that be that should be dealing with this issue. How can a health center be without an air conditioning unit? That should be something that is regularly serviced. And when I say regularly, on the basis of how regular it's supposed to be serviced, because the place must be at the right temperature. It's sick people going there to get some air, to at least get some semblance of health. They have a right to life. Fans, you know, in a hot building and fans are on, it's like somebody open up an oven and turn a fan to the oven, towards the oven, and you stand up there. So you're just blowing the heat from the oven onto you. My God. No, sir. I don't even know what to say. Jamaica is in a bad state. Jamaica is not in a good place. The lady crying for her belly, her stomach area. I hope they really come and fix those air conditioning units, because you can't have the people living like that. And the place wants to renovate. When you look at the ceiling, how they look like some of it dropping out. I don't even know what material they call the ones where like bore up with the holes in it. Obviously, I know you can tell that rats probably running up and down in it, playing musical chairs. You can't, I mean, oh my goodness gracious. But what broke my heart is that it moved on to the whole dengue outbreak. And in 2019, 44 persons had died from dengue. And this handsome young boy, 5-year-old, you know, the lady even went to his mother went to a private doctor, public doctor, to another public, all over the place. When she spoke, it seems as if she went to 5 different hospitals or medical institutions at some point. And the little boy ended up dying 4 days later, after he was sort of unconscious. But I'm sorry that maybe the mother didn't just, when she realized the fever didn't burst, I wish she just decided to give him some serious prayer and give him some home remedy. Decide to, our picnic now dead in there today, you know. I'm so sorry. I'm not saying she didn't try. I didn't get the, I guess she was just panicking, trying to find ways of getting this fever down. I know she tried the whole hot and cold, whatever it is. I'm sorry she didn't give you some bush tea for drink. I don't even know what else to say, because, I mean, if you're moving from doctor to doctor to doctor, from pillow to post, and from post to pillow, and you can't get a definitive reason, they're saying maybe they think it's dengue, and then days later, with a 5-year-old, you're talking about it going away days later? There must be certain, I can understand that some things, but after a while, there must be some symptoms. She must tell you what has happened and say, you know, I feel this little fella has dengue. There must be some basic things that he could have been given. Unless you're a novice doctor, unless you're just going into medical school. So even if you're not sure, a lot of these viruses are linked. There must be some similar medication that you know, okay, this one will work with this one will work with this, and that one will work with that. That could have been given to try them out with that, because they must be similar. And little 5-year-old, handsome fellow, died. That mother strong, because I don't even know how she stood strong to speak to the media personnel. And a long time I hear that dengue has been something that it's undercurrent, but it is something that is silently brewing. For years I've often heard that. And I heard Dr. Maurice Guy saying that the government needs to come out, you know, to tell the people about the whole, the truth about the whole dengue. That it is killing a lot of people and has killed a number of people. I didn't even know that, but it was kept on the quiet. Yes, on the news, I was watching it today. And I'm saying, my God, what is going on in our country? What is going on in our country is like the enemy has been let loose, like a loose cannon, a wild beast and boar. And then I hear the Prime Minister saying, you know, people are saying being loud and, you know, making a lot of noise in the markets, and they're not being bought nor sold, you know, because there are a lot more good going on than not good. Prime Minister, I'm not sure which country you're talking about. Certainly it's in Jamaica. Highway is nice, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for it. I am happy for it. Many Jamaicans are happy for it. Many Jamaicans are happy for it. But I often say that putting a band-aid on a sore won't deal with the problems. There are far more deeper issues that need to be dealt with. The medical facilities are atrocious. I couldn't believe when I saw the Old Harbour's health centre today, well, on the news. It looks like a rat trap. It looks terrible. Even when they fix the air conditioning unit, the place needs to renovate. It looks bad. It looks horrible. The schools too, they'll mirror each other. And sometimes you find that the people who inhabit these places start to look like the place. And I'm not saying it to be rude. The country has gone down a terrible path. Financially, socially, medically. I mean, in every way that you can think of. And we're just beautifying the place or turning it into one big concrete jungle in terms of buildings going up, highways being done, but the people are not being taken care of properly. Financially, look at public sector workers' salaries. It looks like the same, worse than the Old Harbour Health Centre. It looks worse than the Old Harbour Health Centre. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.